how good it is. If they played that in the club, you coming out your shirt.
Absolutely. Whatever you can, you gotta come out.
Okay.
That needs to be played. I need somebody internet got to put it together. You got to get Quincy, you got to get Corey together. It needs to be because Corey's got songs.
Right.
Corey be continuously like puts the song together. That's the link. That's the musical mashup that we need in the community.
Okay. His commentary be hit or miss, but his song choices, he does a pretty good job of impromptu song making. So, like you full fledged, I know just like your boy, your favorite person, you Terry Crews status, shirt off in there.
My favorite person.
I know this your boy.
I feel like you got to. I feel like
Okay.
I feel like you have to give that song the energy it deserves.
I just want to make sure that I'm prepared so that if said whatever say certain celebrations happen, I want to make sure that it's played just so I can see the reaction that you are able to
Yeah.
present.
You gotta.
You want free hands or you want something in your hand?
That's a good question. I feel like you got to go in the moment, whatever you're flowing through.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay. I just want to make sure I will help set up the vibes for you, sir, so that you can express your freedom.
that's it.
I want to be there to support you. Yes. I like that. That's how it's gonna make you feel. It's gonna
Yeah,
he's gonna have a magical aura around you, like
not that ass.
Rick James.
You know who be in there? You know who when that song hit gonna tear their shirt off? Dale. I don't think Dale own a shirt. It's a lot of disposable shirts.
He has a lot of wife beaters.
Yes, yeah. It's just.
Wife beaters and shirts that have buttons that don't be buttoned.
Hey, I think somebody should start a counter for like how often a nigga tear out the shirt.
I'll be honest. I can't talk because I'm sure we both remember my time as being ripped and I didn't wear clothes, so I can't
That's
talk
true.
shit. I can't talk shit. I was coming out my clothes all the time.
Who is that like a scientific thing? Like niggas get in shape and just get naked.
And well,
That's it.
I would do it not even thinking about it. You remember when we had the I don't remember if you were still there or not. You might not have been there. We had like a staff versus kids basketball game.
I want to say, was it the staff one that I was there for? Or was it just another where we brought? No, I think I was there for the one where we brought like another.
Oh, another
It
group
was
home
another
over.
group came.
Yeah,
And
no,
they did
not
it.
that one.
Yeah,
It was another one where it's the staff versus. I just remember like let's take my shit off just to put like jersey or
Bitch, I know
something
what
on
time it is.
it. And
Shall we fucking around?
I didn't even think about it like that. I was just like, oh, I'm not about to because I have to still sit in these clothes for another 6 hours for my shift after this is over. So let me change into something else. And I just
I will say moments like that let me know that I'm like, oh, I've achieved like a level of grown.
Mhm.
Because like when stuff goes down, I'd be like, oh, I got this. So I'm a man.
I'm a man.
man. Whatever you thought, you 6'8" motherfucker. Like,
I'm
nah,
a
let's talk
man.
about it.
Right. I'm a man. But yeah, I was brought back to reality at that moment.
This is so cool. Like I feel so like
Free
naked and free.
freedom.
In case y'all haven't like per the usual, this here, it's like change gonna come. That's what it stands for. Like change gonna come all the fucking time. Like that's all this. And we're in the process of doing the flips and trips
Oh,
and dips and backflips.
I thought it was on brand with the topic. I thought it meant to get naked. Yes.
We did that, man. That was. If you out there and you still got your clothes on, you back it up.
Hey, when you listen to the show, that's what you came to reinventing.
Yeah.
To get naked.
Was that a pack song? Get naked, get easy?
No, it wasn't a pack song. It was the Federation.
There we go.
Federation. That was my shit. Get naked, you be easy. Hey.
I thought I was really him when I found them. Like, I thought I was like, because everybody had like, they're like, oh my God, like, you 40 rock. You know,
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. Oh, it is. Yeah.
look at, man, this was, I don't care.
The Federation doesn't get the credit they deserve. Their two albums are wonderful.
Listen, this is why this will have, this right here, this will have one of the moments like I used to be like, oh man, shut up, man. Y'all niggas don't know nothing. I'm that guy now. because I refuse to believe whatever the hell y'all,
Look,
whatever y'all high school
ain't enough
experience
fuck nigga
was.
free that can match with this. Ain't nothing next going on that's gonna get the same reaction out of you.
There was a girl in high school who got in the hypey circle. And she was every bit of like 5'3" or 5'3", like looking. And it was just like the football team and basketball team came in there. And at one point, we treated her like a member of the group. I ain't seen her since. I don't know where she went. That shit said, "Whoo!" And it was just, God bless her though.
Team Marcus Johnson up
Yeah,
again.
what? Where it just turns into a star.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No,
See? It's man.
anybody that was definitely either in the hype movement or from the Bay, you understand. Red Gang had hits, man.
So many cars destroyed him there.
Absolutely. This is junior college football for me.
Ruined
State championship year.
everybody just ruined their own vehicles.
Absolutely. When everybody had some sort of Camaro that was themed of some cereal or some sort.
I feel like there's never a person like I'd be thinking like I'm somebody who like really fire from the hip. But every week I aspire to be Kenny. Like every week when I think about like what I want to say to somebody, how I want to attack the day, it's like attack the day the way Kenny attacks.
Everything.
Yeah, like everything in life. I nigga said. I thought I just registered what he wrote in there, and I was like, I thought this nigga jumped in with the spoilers. Like, I don't care.
Y'all had a week.
Yeah,
You had the opportunity to see them. It ain't even been a full week, honestly. It's just been a few days, a weekend.
Yeah, like I gotta get. You know, I thought I was gonna, and I didn't.
You didn't get that opportunity.
I just figured like one.
Never mind.
I just needed to one, the internet is spoiled enough. Like I realize I'm not
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not the spoiler. It's like spoilers are not gonna ruin it for me.
Not at all.
But my sister's coming back and she already seen it and she wants to go see it with me. So I was like, okay, I'll shoot off one of my
She ain't loyal. She ain't real. Chardon should know better.
Well, actually, like
she should have waited till she got here to see it with her brother.
She wants to go see it again because the first time, actually, and I'm not opposed to this because I figured this movie was gonna have a lot of those emotions. So I'm like, go knock that first one out,
okay,
and then come back and ask me questions because that's how those work.
Okay, that's fair.
And Chardon's good because Chardon asks questions after the film. She gets a dossier. It ain't like, okay, so what is? I don't know because I'm figuring out with you. I'm figuring out right with you. So like, that's another reason why I like to like skip the first week. Because I've grown to the age now where I don't like all the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people standing up and clapping when their favorite person comes in because I've missed this important piece of dialogue and I'm pissed off for the next 30 minutes. And I've like here and there gone to the movies at like, I can fuck what y'all say. I've here and there gone to the movies at like 10 a.m. on a Sunday.
Oh, that's wonderful. Popcorn is fresh. The seats are nice and empty. Your feet can be up.
No, I'm an asshole because I don't do that. I just sit in there quiet. And it's like it's some dad and his son having their day.
Absolutely.
This old couple who like they've been going to the movie since 58. And it's just like, I like y'all, man. Y'all in my tribe.
Dress appropriately. You got a nice baggy hoodie on, some nice big sweats, your house shoes. I mean, that's the norm.
This is the fit. But and it's over. Actually, it's not even these bands because these are cool, but it's like the big ones with the hole and like the real. Like this is my home. I'm at home right now.
Nah, and I can't wear those. My hole is here conveniently, so I can't wear that.
No, I gotta wear those. I just don't bring those out the house.
But I don't bring those out the house.
I got some of those inside. I should get rid of those. No, I got plans.
I can do. I can do whatever I want at the house.
Like what if I'm aroused and it's cold?
Gotta keep yourself together.
Exactly. And I'm like,
get yourself together.
No, that's the hey man, that's the thing. The what was that like? You sent me that video where like now we've been saying this on this show, and like slowly but surely, I don't know, man. Yeah, somebody out there watches because old girl with the whole like, I came out here and she had the robe and the Mitch Mac socks, and she was like, "This is
Jade with the fade."
She's like, "This is uniform," and I was like, "Where?" Like. And I'm like, where is the seminar for this? Because that is the uniform.
Yeah.
I don't get, I mean, cool. I'd appreciate the Langiri, but like the big t-shirt, man, is hitting. Y'all not growing. Like that's where you get like, because you realize those where you have like the You want a burger? You don't even eat burgers, but you, because where did that come
Nah,
from?
you
And those
ate a
are
burger.
and
That's
those
what
are always big. Like, not saying the planned ones when you wear all the dolly stuff don't happen, but like the big T-shirt, like that's where you get hey, hey, I don't know where that. I don't even know. I don't know what it was.
and I appreciate those as well. But do I want to spend $150, $200 to be this? This road, I got this at Burlington. It's nice, it's comfortable, and it still be strong for $30. So
Do I be trash here? I just be feeling like sometimes, like, okay, here's my thing. This is what I was getting to. I thought I was getting to like a point. Is like I feel like the big T-shirt thing represents somebody who is like
down to earth and nasty.
down to earth, nasty, but is like I am interested in. Not to say like niggas don't like this, not what I'm saying. So like, but that just big. I want to hit it right now. It's 11:30 in the morning. That is specifically. I am here to fuck this nigga. Like it's geared around her going to gymnast. I'm like, yeah, I'm a dirtbag. I so like it's not that I don't like all. I'm just like today. I'm a dirty motherfucker, and yeah, I like the hole in your sock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the big toe can stick out.
Yeah,
You can suck on the
I
big
just
toe
feel
while
like
you're doing it without
sometimes
having to take a whole sock off.
yeah, I just feel like sometimes that is more representative of, nah, man, I'm tuned in with him. Like, just very anti-performative shit. Now, if you like the lingerie shit, I'm not necessarily knocking lingerie. What I am is anti-performance shit. Sometimes it's like, I came here to get sexy, and at some point, I want to fuck. Like I didn't like, like it's just I just feel like sometimes the big T-shirt shit is like we here to do some fucking with love.
So you want intentionality and rational, reasonable expectations of the moment.
Yeah, just don't do the lingerie and hair shit if I can't fuck it up. That shit's dumb. Yeah, like don't do the whole thing and then you got to sit here because
I want you to take me on a trip, and then you spend $5 on hair that you don't want to get wet on said trip that involves
yeah,
water.
that sounds terrible.
Or just put some cornrows in that joint and let's do this.
Yeah, like this boils down if we're trying to get all, because y'all like the depth and y'all can't understand context. Like, you want authenticity and you want to be able to truly connect with this individual. And that is a moment to do that. And, see your flaws and all that jazz and shit. That's one of those moments. It's like, this is cool. I'm not opposed because some of those, like if you have like the ones where it's like, they're just like the plastic people, like where you just make it specifically for all the goods to fall out. That's cool. That's cool. That's not a bad thing. But I'm saying that other shit is important for other reasons. It's not just like, I have to I want y'all to understand us. It's all these platforms before where y'all be talking about pod niggas. Like,
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the generalization of like any man with a podcast fits certain criteria. It's like we can't do nothing to express ourselves without being thrown into a certain category because you are upset that we have minds and opinions and are comfortable sharing them.
I'm not gonna hold you. Sometimes I've thought that thought. And then somebody at Barstool's cut Gilly and Wallow a check enough for them to cry about it. And then Joe be out here wearing velvet trench coats and sweatpants. And I'm like, you know what? Pod nigga all the way. That's your boy. I be saying that shit for what do you do? I say I do a podcast before any of my other things. And I think I'm a pretty dope nigga, but I do a podcast. So before anybody, I am a pod nigga, right? Pod man, pod nigga, pod dude, pod brother, pod caster, your boy.
Does that change for us? Like, because there's changes coming to Get Naked. So is your title gonna change too? Are you gonna be still a pod nigger, pod this, pod that, or are you just gonna be something different? Because we gonna have visuals and
Bro,
No.
I can't get over the To Get Naked. Honestly, I'm back here.
I know. I can hear you.
Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you
I
laughing
think,
through
oh my
the
God,
window,
like, bro. Can they hear me?
Yeah,
That shit
I don't know if the people can. They can hear you now.
It'll never be the same.
To get
Mhm.
naked.
It'll never be the same.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
Oh,
No,
and
no,
it's a sport too, apparently.
You can flip that because this is a lot where a lot of shows come in here and you get in a vulnerable state and you get naked spiritually and emotionally in this building.
Mhm.
So
You can come to reinventing, and you can shed all the burdens that you have emotionally. You can get rid of your traumas, and we can process them, and you will be naked. You will be reborn, renewed, restored, reinvented.
you start out in this world naked and then you come in the studio to do the same. It's really a connecting thing. You know what I'm saying? To nature, to yourself.
To somebody else if you want to. I mean, not in the studio. I can't condone that. I don't want to have to pay for no extra like liabilities.
That's content though.
Well,
Good News OnlyFans, boy.
Anything for the ratings, man. Anything for the ratings.
I mean, look, you could work around the cleanup, man. You get some tarps in here and some shit, like So it's set. Oh, it's set, man. I'm talking to it.
It actually has been offered to me.
I'm sure. I am quite.
I said this in a recent interview. It's been offered to shoot a radio scene.
You are a man of great strength. They'd have got my business that day.
I know, man. It was a tough decision, but I regret it every day.
I mean, you can have certain shows on the network that are specifically to get naked.
But things have changed now, so
I mean,
to get naked.
Look here, when it comes to podcasting and visuals and things of that nature, I've seen plenty of people that are porn stars or sex workers, on OnlyFans or whatever the case is, and they have like actual dialogue and they wear the skimpy outfits or they maybe half naked or something. It's like, no, you can do that. You can do a taste.
You did that with Hope. I think it was like Hope Fashion. She had her. I think it was her.
I'm talking about the GOAT, man. Howard Stern be having all titties on his show, just straight naked.
That was original fat content. Man,
y'all, man, I don't even because I'm big on the tirade of like y'all grew up with tube sites and shit. Y'all have no idea what it was like out here. Y'all don't even remotely know the struggle.
We embodied the original stereotype of men because we had to struggle to get our needs met.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna say that forever. Y'all don't know what it's like to line up a bunch of preview pages so you can get a good 10-minute scene out. Yeah, crazy.
Or having to squint through the fuzziness from the stolen cable box.
As soon as y'all get the deal, their first episode gonna be titled "Booty Ass." hey, everybody loves booty ass.
TBA.
Like, there's a lot of things that bring people together, and we don't talk about how much ass really is a connector
for intergender, like genders come together. Different cultures come together.
They, that ass, they do. You get around, and you know what? That man's smart. That's, because if you don't see him, but you just hear some titties clapping together, that's.
I mean, reaction videos. Reaction videos are popular content. So you definitely could just like cut to faces and things of that nature. Just I mean, I know that's not the actual sound, but
But if you heard it, you would know it, and you would be like, that would put you in a space. Depending who you're talking to, that could put them in a space. People is sounds, whatever your sensory shit is, like people touch. Right. Some people are smells, man. Pheromones are, well, I guess scientifically, there's kind of the jury's up, but they're kind of.
So, random question that comes to mind, like, well, you guys may not know, but like we have EMDR as a form of therapy, right? Mm-hmm. Could we use ASMR therapy in like sex therapy? Like have somebody lay down, be in a relaxed state, low light environment, they're very calm, and you play sounds of like meat slapping, whatever the kind of meat slapping that may be, and just see how their body responds to it somatically?
I'm not even joking. I don't feel like there's an argument against it. I feel like if that is, take into account, do your little, I was like social assessments, make sure everything's like, on the up and up. We're not clicking in any traumas and all that other shit.
Mm-hmm. It could help you process it. Yeah. Like if you have a sexual trauma or something that makes you uncomfortable sexually, utilizing those sounds to help you process your physical discomfort with that sexual nature, and then helping you get more comfortable with it so
Yeah, if
that
you
you can
got like
explore it
sexual
yourself.
anxiety, I think that might like help
Yeah.
you. Like, you can hear it, and then that might be like the
Mhm,
journey
mhm,
through you
mhm,
like
mhm, mhm.
understanding your body, you get more comfortable with the sexual act. Hey man, it might be kind of a thing. We might have did a thing. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
We can
see,
drive that.
this right here. This is literally like I just feel like this whole conversation was like possibly the best aspect or philosophy around the pot. You can bullshit your way into some greatness. Like if you just do it enough, like you can just trip and fall on some. Damn, that was what?
We can do that here without having to sign confidentiality papers because they can be off screen.
No, dead ass.
It can just be us guiding them through it.
So clearly, we're offering like on-air sex therapy now. So like, if you and your partner are having an issue, you want to
If you
come
would
through
like
and
to process your sexual frustrations or lack thereof, maybe express your sexual freedom. This is a safe
who
space to do so.
who was that old lady that was always on like you stay up too late and they
Dr.
be like,
Ruth.
yeah, it's BET, and then it's her 90 talking about let's go to the ball.
You have to make sure that you
Yes.
love Dr. Ruth.
Word
Dr.
to
Ruth is
Dr.
the
Ruth,
shit.
man. I didn't have no real like Dr. Ruth joke. It just word to her.
No,
She was just like this old, like just pleasant granny. Looked like a golden girl and was like, you split the cheeks. I'm like, all right. Like,
and she's
okay.
like this.
Yeah. Like Dr. Ruth was just like a little tiny dirtbag.
She is the I don't know why I can't think of her name, but the white lady that does advocating for our community. She did the the brown eye experiment. She's like the sex version of that.
Damn, why can't I remember her name?
I always remember her name, but when I need to use it, I don't remember her.
Brown Eye was a good pull.
I do it okay.
Yeah, that was yep.
They're both studying brown eyes.
The power of the brown eye.
Mhm. It could work. Therapeutically, it could work.
Yeah, though. I don't know. I think that's actually like all jokes aside, that like is a way I think to the ASMR thing, and you know, could you put like damn, could you like do sex sounds at a certain hertz? Would that like be a healing thing?
That was gonna be another thing I said. Could you use it like white noise where it could be soothing or like womb sounds or hurt sounds
Like
where it
yeah,
could be
like
relaxing to someone?
you like you make it clap at like 432 hertz or something like that. Like, is that a soothing? Yo, I'm interested in this. Who can is there research on that?
No, but you can find ways to do the research and like actually have it studied. I'm sure like
intrigued.
somebody like Pornhub or Bang Brothers would like allow you to research
What a
that.
transition that would be like if Bang
Jane
Bros.
Elliott, thank you. I'm like, why
There
I
we go.
can't
Yeah.
TT Jane? I can't.
What if that was like that would be a trip? Like if Bang Bros or Brazzers or all the yes, kind of, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, it's works of art, acts of God, complete. Just
I was trying to say what's being modeled. I don't. What did I miss?
us, like us
Oh,
is
we are the models.
actually,
Yeah,
like
I don't know
us.
anything about modeling. I'm sorry.
just actual, just.
I'm just a regular black man with sunglasses on.
I'm not gonna lie. Now, God did his shit. Like when he was putting it there, he did that. Like if Di and Timmy don't know how to do nothing else together, they can make some good looking ass kids. They do that.
I concur.
Them niggas get together and do the fool.
Doing the fool. But if you were to have your own form of therapy, because you will be able to do so in some capacity soon. Like once you're done, you get everything situated, you can kind of roll it out however you want to roll it out.
Whatever.
I didn't catch it, but catch it in a second. What type of therapy would you like to do, or will you look towards doing in the coming years?
I've actually been thinking about that. Like I was doing like some report the other day for class, whatever. So like CBT is always like I know that's like one of the big ones. That one always sounds like interesting. Motivational interviewing is interesting. I've been like fooling around just in the somatic sense because I know what that's done like for me personally. Just being aware of my body has been a way for me to just like calm myself, and then But the more I like think about it, I'm gonna probably, at least in the beginning, bounce around with a few, because the more I am aware of, like, say, what I've done, what we have done,
Mhm.
I start to think, I'm like, I'm doing like 7 of these depending on like how my day goes. And I like bouncing around because I just feel like this don't really apply here. I need this over here, and I need to be pretty decent with this over here. I feel like that probably will stress me out at some point, trying to be like
Absolutely.
50 things at once. But I know, like, once I like focus, I'll really hone it down. But I try to more so have been on this kind of thought. And I say like I've been thinking about it like consciously, maybe like the past 2.5 weeks of like what I do naturally and like just matching that to a modality. Because pretty decent listener. Obviously, like I'm a big fan of reframing because I'm like, okay, you need to be able to pick out this motherfucker been talking and has used a lot of words, but it's fluff. Like pick that out, pick that out, pick that out, reintroduce that thought. Oh yeah, that's what it. I'm like, okay, cool. Now we're working on like an issue, or like we're getting down to the cause. So I know those two stick out at the moment. It's definitely.
Population.
Mm, I think I'll have more of a it'll be, I know, like I'm very interested in us. I'm interested in obviously black men for sure, like just correlating, but like um I gotta see like how it feels like when I'm out there and I want to work with adults so I can get my real understanding. Cause obviously I know what I'm good at. Like I just know if you throw me in a group full of anything from you can give me anything from like 9 and up, as you know, as long as they like, if there's not, well, even if there is like cognitive deficiencies, I can like work around it. But anything from there up, like that's just what I know. Like I'm just, oh yeah, I can do that. So like I know I can do that, but my interest is in adults a little more because I know my little Joe Clarkness can come out a little bit. Cause like I can really bust your ass in a good way. Cause like you don't know no better as a teenager, and also your resources are limited. You're grown, you have a full-fledged income. We can get this done. I can knock this shit out. When I tell you to go do this, I can expect that of you. You got homework, your mom might be an asshole, so like you might not be able to always put it all together.
Yeah. I mean, you do have a luxury of, as a therapist, odd correlation, but it kind of fits. You have the luxury of your client kind of being like in the kink community with the dom and sub relationship. Like they come to you for some sort of punishment. And it's like, I'm not punishing you in a way that is to harm you or hurt you. It's really something that you feel like you need and you trust me enough to administer said pain to you.
Yeah, I think sometimes the difference, I think, with me also as well, is like talking to adults, there is like a maturity and understanding, and obviously, like I said, the resources to kind of maybe like if I say, maybe you should, if we're trying, I don't know, like yoga as a way to whatever. If I'm
Mhm.
saying workout, you can go to the gym. If you're a kid, you might have, but sometimes with kids, the malleableness helps a little bit. Like you don't have a lot of like, everybody think because they're grown, they know what they're talking about. Like kids, a lot of times at a certain point are like, especially uh black males, if I've that's been my whole career, is like at some point it just clocks in that TJ is father figure, brother figure, uncle figure, on top of being staff, on top of being somebody who's, somebody who's supposed to help me work on my shit. So I got like a lot of things working on, where sometimes adults be trying to adult it, and I'm like, you got to do a bit on the front end. There's a lot more. Damn, I got to bring out this big ass hammer because shut up, because you came here for a reason. So like, let's knock all that shit off. With the kids, I need like a speech or two, and they knock that shit off, and
Right.
then we can get to, like, come in here, do a little voice change, sit down, let's talk.
Yeah. I mean, I can see like with youth, the apprehension and the resistance is typically because they feel like they're forced to be there,
Hmm.
kind of like school. With adults, it's like I'm paying you to tell me what I want to hear, but that's not my job, and you know that's not my job. Like
That
people pay their trainer and get mad at their trainer for telling them like, no, 5 more reps. I don't feel like I said 5 more reps. Like you pay me to hold you accountable. But I think some people abuse that because they know they are paying somebody to hold them accountable, that it gives them the opportunity to brat more. And it's like you're defeating the purpose of you being here.
See, now that part, I think I would prefer adults, because kids, sometimes the bratting is just immature. You need that. You need to kind of unleash because you're learning how to regulate. Baby, you 38. Knock it off. Like, and I can communicate that better because when it starts to be a little like that's harsh, it was harsh. It's harsh because of A, B, and C. Like I have more resources as far as knowing how life works to understanding my approach. Like, and I'm, obviously I'm up here, I'm super big on I can rattle off all the stuff. I don't want to. I want to make this more of a regular human conversation. So that requires that I might cuss a little bit, I might speak like this, speak like that, and you understand that. I don't have to like kind of dance around analogies because you just might be a kid who just don't know no better. Like, what does that mean? I'm like, God damn boy, you fucking 13 and have no idea what I don't know. Never watched Sanford and Son. My daddy made me watch Sanford and Son. Like, like that correlation wouldn't work because you've never seen that. But I don't know. See, because I bounce. Because I've legit, word to Alex, I've legitimately fixed situations using the Green Lantern. And if you're an adult who thinks, I don't know, you watch the Zeus Network every day, that's not gonna fly. Like I can like, look, man, Himes would be a perfect client, man. We could talk about, I could use Naruto therapy. That man, we're good. I can use that. You come in talking about I don't know, man. The last thing you watched was a live of Blueface. I'm like, shit. Even though I'm not gonna turn nobody down, but I'm like, damn, I gotta really work hard to like make this make sense because I don't give a damn about the shit that you're connected to, and you. So now we have to really like find that middle ground.
I mean, that could be your new ASMR therapy. Anime, screen, movies, and
Hey, I keep
reels.
playing, bro. Geek shit. Like, I just saw a post the other day that was discussing like the interactions and how people have started to feel. Also, God of War, 10 out of 10. I haven't even played, but like I've seen all the reviews.
All the reviews are wonderful.
But people are up there now discussing what in more mass as far as everybody in like the little gamer community about watching the story of like father and son and how that could like even the commercials now with like LeBron, like it's as much as that's a joke, I'm like, no, man, this is the thing. If you take, obviously, like, you can all, so you don't need an axe, you don't need to punch a 7 foot bear, you're not going to go out and wrestle Thor. With these dynamics, I feel like there is a way to kind of go, all right, man, you might have like had a whatever. Like my dad was like that. He didn't have axe, but like real stone face, dude. I'm like, what? I could work through some shit using this as a parallel. There's no way nobody's done that. But there might be a way that nobody's done
It could be considered play therapy. Only when we think of play therapy, we think of utilizing it with children and playing different games and such. Maybe not video games, but I think you could use that with adults, especially people that are
Yep.
into video game culture, or if they're not in video game culture, but you could use that one because if they never played before and they're not really into games like that, that's teaching them how to learn a skill in real time. It's
Mhm.
teaching them how to manage their emotions, and you're also giving them the ability to process the storyline and how it connects to their own at the same time.
Yeah, and like word to Alex. Shout out to my dog, man. I miss my guy. Using it as like a form of catharsis because like something like at a certain point, I don't know. You play God. What was that argument that time about? You play GTA or you play Call of Duty. At certain points, you're not playing for the story anymore. You know exactly. It's almost like muscle memory. You're
Mhm.
playing this for a catharsis thing. You came home, you had a long day, you're mad at your fucking girlfriend, you're mad at your boyfriend, this, that, and the third. You're just shooting and blowing up, and it's not even the process of shooting and blowing up. It's just sitting there and sitting with your thoughts and processing through like a activity. And it's like, okay, cool. It's like a decompression method. I would 100% subscribe that. Advise somebody to do that. Like, hey, like some people have it as an addiction, but you give yourself 1 hour, hour and a half a day of doing this till you feel regulated. Then go back and try to interact with whatever. See how it works. See you next week.
You should work on that. You got a couple years to like really make that a thing. Find some studies to get behind it, and then you can do that, especially for Black folk.
Yeah, and there's tons. Like if you're like, because I'm boiling it down to a system. But you grab yourself I don't fucking know, man, a Switch. You gonna be mad after playing Mario? wahey, like a nigga he didn't wahey for 2 hours. I'm not finna be mad after a wahey.
I might. If I hear it enough, I might.
Well, yeah, I
I
mean,
might
you
be
know,
triggered.
but
Just
now
one.
we know it's specific to you because Mario pissed you off. God of War makes you happy. GTA somehow you cried because you somehow bond with Nico Bellic, but that's fine. Like whatever got you to
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure, like, if you do enough research on it, you can look and see what games interest somebody and why, and that could tell you what their diagnosis is.
I think that's true. I at least think that's if it don't give you the flat out 100% thing, it could put you on the path. I would say that.
Could we say the same thing about like movie interests?
Yeah.
Like, what diagnosis would you give people that like love horror movies?
Mm,
It might take some time to think about it, and it ain't got to be accurate because I know this is on the spot.
and I guess it depends like why they like the horror movie though. Like, do you like the gore? Do you like the fear? Do you like the? Because I've sometimes watched a certain couple horror films or whatever, not because I'm a fan of the gore and shit, but sometimes like if they're a good story and this might be like telling of some other blah blah blah. Like I don't know, man. Like if you I don't know, man. If you tell me like a bunch of Michael Myers shit, I'm like it's cool, but like
The storyline ain't there.
yeah, like that bugs me. Like for me, I don't like those films because it's dumb. Like I can't get into it because I just don't believe it. Like when I was a kid, I was like, oh yeah, Michael's terrifying. When you get grown, I'm like, I'm gonna just take off running. Like if I'm in the street and take off, there's nothing makes sense in this shit unless this nigga.
I mean, in horror movies, nothing is supposed to make sense.
I like for my not make sense. Like if I'm watching something that doesn't make sense, and I guess that might make me like I'll watch some like a Myers shit. I'm like a stick in the mud, but like those I'll watch and they make me laugh. Like that makes me laugh. Outside of just the gory shit is gross looking, but like Chucky and shit makes me laugh because I'm like, well, this is dumb. Now Hellraiser and all that shit, I'm like, oh fuck. Or like if I'm watching, even though some of that shit was dumb because made bad choices. Like you watch Candyman, I was like, oh, because Candyman will make me think about like how many I could think that exists. Like there's a lot of angry spirits, you know, there's a lot of traumas that happen through our community. Like how many like you might go up, you know, somewhere and say the wrong thing or do the wrong shit or had a wrong vibe. And if you're somebody who believes that we have our own religious practice, like that's where my head will go. Cause then I'm like, hey man, like maybe you don't think voodoo's a thing. Maybe you do. And if you gotta do it, you kind of gotta play with the fact that there's some spirits walking around here that may or may not be down with the bullshit.
I mean, some of those I may support, kind of like the Niglets and Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, they terrify me, but I was fucking with them.
Like just fucking up this white man because
like
he don't know how to stay
again,
on brand.
That was something that, and also I think like horror, any movie I guess could do this, but it does allow you to like revisit it at certain stages, see where your head was at. Because as a kid, terrifying. This is the most terrifying shit ever. Burn it, stupid ass movie. As a grown up, I was like, I don't think I want them in my house,
but I understand that.
But if I saw them in another house, I'm a pay homage because maybe that's a thing that we don't do enough. Pay homage to the I see y'all. I'm not gonna buy this house. Didn't know this was y'all's. Make sure you get them though. I was fuck with y'all. I'm out though. I'm out of here.
I mean, you could have them in your house as protection.
We're gonna have to make them look a little better, man. I'm gonna have to talk with them. Like, y'all want to upgrade? Take it to a little toy store. You know what I'm saying? Because this here,
a little gold grill.
Yeah, man. I'm like, you know, like when you turn up, by all means, get ugly. But like when you in here, because I would try to be friends with them because I'm like, if we're gonna be in here together, stop staring at me. Like, y'all want some cookies and shit? Like, let's make this a fucking thing. I would need to have like they would need to be my friends. I couldn't be in doing that weird shit they do in these haunted house movies. Y'all gotta we gotta fuck with each other or I'm gonna just move. Because you fucking don't be rattling my ceiling and shit. Say hello. What's wrong with you? Like, damn.
If they do say hello, you still gonna freak out.
But we need to develop.
They're gonna rattle the ceiling and then say hello.
Yeah, but we need to develop a relationship. That way, like I feel like the scary scenes be lasting 6 months in the movie. We could have got this done in a night. Thurgood Arnold IV, like of 1854, who was lynched in the back. Like you could have told me that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now I can decide if whether or not, okay, are we gonna go and do you want some revenge? Are you mad at me? Did you oh, this was your daughter's bedroom. Don't touch it. Okay, okay. Like, damn, you could have told me that. Up here fucking throwing shit up, flipping the house over. That poltergeist shit is unnecessary.
Do you trash the house at that point?
Nah,
Like just knock it all down and just rebuild? Because you
nah,
own it.
because here's the thing, you don't know what that do. What if that's what's keeping him there? You don't see if you don't know the lore, you knock the house down, nigga, like, yeah, I'm free, pussy. And I'm like, fuck. It's not like shit. Like, it was
I
one
mean,
thing.
you want to be free. Like, go be free somewhere else. Go home, some other houses.
But we got to determine if that's what Buddy own. Because the buddies say I'm free, and now I'm finna start just ass raping souls. You should have stayed in the house, my boy. We gotta get some understanding. Know your history, folks. That's what the point is.
You know what? I'm glad you said that.
Mhm.
Because that brings up a random gripe of mine that has nothing to do with the previous topic.
Fair.
Knowing your history and it being upsetting when somebody doesn't. Random thought that I had this morning that has been pestering me all day. In the gym, there's a bunch of TVs, different stuff on each channel. I think it was CNN had Charles Barkley talking about Kyrie Irving's situation.
Fuck.
And I'm just, can y'all please stop going to Charles to talk about cultural matters? I just would appreciate
Do
it.
we
very much.
expect Charles to say the right
No,
thing?
we don't. That's
Okay.
why I stopped going to him. But I expect them to go to him for a reason. Like for me, Charles, I know you watching because you're popular and you like watching it.
Absolutely.
You're sitting there and you're shining your head and you're rubbing your belly while you're eating a box of donuts or something and you're watching us. I feel you. No, you said you wasn't a role model back in the day. Stick to that and just be quiet. Become the cultural model. Don't be a role model. Just be quiet because I'm tired of him commenting on shit. And you are not. When it comes to us, he is not the epitome of somebody that I would want to speak to. But
Yeah.
know your history, Charles.
I mean, but I guess you have to. I don't know how you get in the space of like wanting to like know the history because I think there's always this thing with it seems like especially those you get a little bit of bread you just kind of and I get it you want to live your life you want to live this cozy existence but and I'm not this is not even just a take up for Kyrie thing this is just like understanding like context I don't know I just feel like it helps you understand people better like okay like for example just I this weekend I went with my father we my great aunt had passed so we went back to Kansas City and did the spiel. We get down. It's funeral. Then afterwards, everybody gonna eat.
I
You gonna
swallowed
go?
about a pink and green.
I did because
Swallowed up and see a
oh yeah,
Pepto
because like
Bismol.
it's like yo, I didn't dedication out the ass. Like I forgot. Like my aunt was like, she was like an AKA since like 48, and like never stopped. Like at every phase of her life, has found a way to be involved. So they was in there just they ran the whole shit. Like Loki, like shout out to them because they was in there just moving this and taking that and seating us and doing this. And I was like, oh well shit. Are y'all related? Because y'all have been this motherfucker. But uh put some no cards on the table. Exactly. Like just text or something. Like use the energy to connect. Let's have a conversation. Like don't be dickhead. Anyways, so we go back to the house or whatever, and like she was like super big with pictures. She's like, the house is like littered with pictures of like any and everybody from like various stages. So like, my uncle who's passed, like I saw him, like that was dope. Emotional.
Emotional damage.
But like when I go downstairs, like you get to see like all of them young. And I was, I'd be a little sippy sip. But it was funny watching them all have these like, cause even my like, my dad, like part of them, you could tell they were having those moments of like remembering their childhood.
Mhm.
And then these people are like 60 plus, but while I'm looking at them on the walls, it was like a weird little like movie moment where I was like, look at that, that's them at 20. And like in these moments, they're having like 20-year-old conversations, but it made me understand them better. I don't have any like gripes with anybody, but like I was like, oh, that makes way more sense. And I have a better appreciation for these people who I've known my entire life while watching. And it all comes from simply just listening to our history. And I'm like, oh, okay. And good aspects or bad aspects, I started to be like, oh, that's why such and such. Oh, okay. I don't feel as bad, or I don't judge them as much, or I appreciate them like way fucking more because they did what? And they did where? And they came from what? Oh yeah, that's fucking dope. So I guess like yeah, to the whole also that made me remind me of this episode title. Like they also the reason why I said like check your energy because I realized how important interactions like that are to maybe like recharge yourself in a way you didn't know you needed to.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of the bar that like animals and babies. If I see you or if I'm myself and too many animals or too many little kids are not fucking me, I'm like something's off. So I realized like when we were a little bit of a sidebar, we were like leaving, we were going to the airport and stuff. You see my dad, like he's a nice guy, but like Timmy has very much so like ball you up, nigga. Like that's his default energy.
Akuma energy.
Yeah, that's like if Akuma just like was like, he could be Black Adam, a little less kill happy, but like you got it in him. So while we were like walking to the airport, there were moments where like I was over off to the side trying to like type up some stuff for school. But like I was watching him like interact with people, and I was like, damn, it's like social butterfly. They're like talking to weird white women while we're like in a layover, and like they're having like conversations about like whatever the hell. And like it dawned on me when I finally like got back, and like the next day I ended up having like do a lot of running around because like stuff was whatever. Like when I went next door, like one of my best friends, like he's got a baby and his little brother has a dog. So they're like super like, and it just dawned on me, I was like, energy's up. And I was like, his energy was up. Because I was like, it was mad people he was interacting with. And like everything was like super positive and like super happy. And it's not like he's not a friendly dude, but it was just like
his whole disposition changed.
Yeah, and I correlated all that back to these positive interactions that did stem from us just talking and learning our history with each other and that communal type thing, which if you want to just like push this fucking theme we're doing, there are people of oral histories and that's how you pass down your stuff and that's how you got all connected and it's very black ass shit happening.
So we can utilize that as a form of therapy, like a cultural therapy, where we utilize diving into history and historical context and familial context to help someone better understand themselves, their traumas, what they've been through, and how to reconnect to it in a positive way that charges them.
Yeah, because low-key, like that's me and my dad's journey. Like moments where me and him were not in the best of space. It took us having conversations and then me learning like, oh, you did that, went through that shaped that, why you responded to that. We were doing this, you were doing that, which means, okay, well, I would be a dickhead if I just was like, well, fuck you anyways. Like everything put in context, this one was not the best. This ain't as bad as I thought. And low key, these three over here were actually good. You did a good thing with the whole painting. But if I look at that and I just look at like a corner of that, that looks like just raw dirt. I don't realize like there's trees, there's a whole horizon. Oh, this is actually kind of beautiful what you did.
So it's essentially in a number of different ways. It's important for us to reconnect to our history, to have a full person view of ourselves.
Yeah, if you need like if you need a full you need to step back sometimes to just view your living room to make sure that it's like all in all in the same perfect spot. If you don't think you have to do that,
it just keeps moving.
Oh, okay. I was like, you look magical. That's a nice trick. But yeah, if you don't do that like with your life or with your like own situation, you're nuts.
No, I'm adjusting.
Technical difficulties. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Or you could just have the one that just hang from the ceiling.
Oh, the big ass mics. Do people have to still hold those?
I know I've seen a couple people that have that on their show. They don't have it hanging, they just have it in their hands. But
what is that like? It's a complete detour what I was talking about. What is that mic that Nori and them use? Because that shit points down.
SMB7. It's
I was just about to say
SM7.
Dog,
Sure.
is that like some super mic? Because that, and when I watch it, it makes no sense how that picks up sound.
You know, it's marketed very well,
Okay,
and it is a good mic. I don't want to say that it's marketed very well, and
You said that shit trash.
no, it's not trash at all. It's a good mic.
Overrated.
There are other mics that are as good at a cheaper price point. That mic is like $400, $500.
damn.
So it's like it's like driving a Mercedes Benz. It's like
So it's overrated.
it's just a status symbol at this point. It is a great mic. I don't want to take away from that, but yeah, I mean,
Look here, I see young college kids out with 80,000 followers on their platform interviewing people with a tiny ass handheld
with their
microphone
phone,
mic
with their
phone.
With
So
their
that ain't even necessary at this point.
It's the phone, and then I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like I talk to Keith about this a lot. Like I watch pods, but I be trying to get my study on. When I started watching pods and like shows, and I'm like, nigga, I use that. Oh, what's up? I was like, where is the celebrity podcast fight match? Because the only thing stopping everybody in this room from being a fucking millionaire is literal access to the internet. And I stand on this, and when it happens, everybody, not everybody, but anybody who's a doubter, kiss my left ball. It's just one viral moment because there's just no way. I listen to me try to listen to everybody. Us, the Primos Cheetos, fucking, we don't make the. Come on, man. Like, I be looking at all these other niggas talk. I'm like, okay, niggas is just not popular yet. Like, there's just no reason. It's like, yeah, get naked. So I was like, today, get naked. Like, right now. I don't know what I had to do with nothing, but I just be noticing that when I be watching. So I'm like, hey, man, like, y'all just rich already. And that's not fair. Like, y'all just already was rich. What? I mean, salute to y'all, though. I like y'all stuff.
I mean, I think podcasting in some capacity may be like a symbol of privilege for some. Like your podcast has the ability to blow up more because of who you were before you got into it, who you were connected to. And that's not to say that like other people's platforms aren't great or that they have great content or that they can have good discussions or they don't have ability. But it's like, could you start from literally nothing and build it up to the same magnitude if you did not have the connections that you have?
I think some, like, you know, and this, I don't want to make this, you know, hate on y'all podcast.
Absolutely not.
But, you know, I think some, like, for sure not. Because, like, when you watch people who, like, I don't know, who are just good, like, there is and I've learned this, like, as we've been doing, there's an art form in the conversation. Like,
Absolutely.
And it's not just interviewing, whatever. Like, if you, and, you know, it's you and this other nigga just all day, or people who do it by themselves, like, there's an art form to making this shit sound cohesive, making it not sound like you're just vomiting out your face, even if you are vomiting out your face. Like, I'd be like, oh, some of y'all are just, this is just the popularity thing, which is nuts. I mean, you know, get your money, man. So I'm out, but I'm just saying, like,
we need these sound bites of like songs that we reference in the moment. Oh, right, the engineer. Shout out to the engineer, Keith.
That's we got we're moving, we're doing stuff.
We're not doing anything.
I mean, you know,
he's doing everything.
I mean, he's doing a lot.
Yeah, see, yeah, that's all for you, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Nah, dead ass, yo, Keith is a motherfucker, but dude, like, wow.
That means we really have to make the different types of content pop for in the upcoming year, so that he has the ability to facilitate this for us, engineer our.
Oh no, is VH1 still a thing? Because the behind the podding on this motherfucking episode would be lit. What's that like? Was that still a thing? Does that channel still exist? I don't know.
Do channels in general still exist?
Nah, everybody watches YouTube on TV and shit like they do.
Everybody watches apps.
Now they watch YouTube on the TV so they can watch this motherfucking show.
That's when you zoom in on that face.
Yep.
That next week we'll be able to do that. But for right now, I'm just gonna point it out, like zoom in on the seriousness of that man's face.
You said sound bites. The journey that sound go through. Yes. Kids that did not have I I used to watch this shit, but like it would be the dumbest, like a band I didn't care about. I would watch Behind the Music or REO Speedwagon. Like it didn't matter. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, what happened? And it would be like, because then that's when you knew like artists. That was one of the first times, like before like social media, that you realized artists were like people. Because you'd be sitting up there like, I don't know, man. Kirk Franklin was boogaloo, and behind me, he's like, what? He does like
Yeah.
there exactly. Look at that
Busta
shit.
Rhymes. It's
This was it. Like you find out, okay, you think like in that one, you would think if you were like a big like hip hop person, you would think to yourself, oh hey, like fucking you assume like, you know, Busta Rhymes is gonna be like a wild nigga. Cool. But how he's in this one and you like see fucking like Q-Tip was up there.
Yeah.
And you think back in the day, like, oh, Q-Tip is like super like conscious. He's like, yeah, you know, me and Q-Tip, we got a bottle, and then we had mad bitches back. And he was like, Q-Tip had bitches. When the fuck did what?
You get to see the actual transition of people, which is interesting and necessary. I thought about this like earlier this week. Like I miss shows like this where they show like actually I think it was last night we were just random conversation
Mhm.
talking about Greek life and college and all that other stuff. And I was asking like which era would you feel comfortable staying in because I was looking at different black exploitation movies and different old Richard Pryor movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I came across was it Real Life, but it was Real Life Freaknik '98. I was like, oh, like those are ways that you got to experience certain things without being able to go there because you had shows that did certain documentaries like this on certain things that everybody may not have the access to participate in. So it's like I get to live vicariously through this real-time documentary. Like we don't have that for real anymore unless you count content on social media of me being in Houston entertaining strippers. She talking about cutting off the left nut, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
I didn't say cut it off.
I mean, not you said suck the left nut, but
Oh yeah.
this one nut and a balls and
Okay.
a no sign. So I guess she's saying she don't want nothing to do with the balls that smooth as eggs or the penis.
So she like her balls hairy?
I don't know. Everybody has their thing.
I mean,
brother.
yeah, man, preference is preference because I saw a tweet that said, you know, Harry Coochie coming back, and I was like, you know what?
No, it's not.
I don't know, man, because there's been a couple. There's been if you, I'm still a sleeper on there. I'm still a ninja, but when I'm on Twitter, like I've seen two things. I've seen over the course of whatever it was. One, Harry Coochie making a comeback. This is two Harry Coochie tweets I've seen. That one, and then somebody said that Bruno Mars and them make Harry Coochie music, and they're pretty popular. So if their music sales go up, and if that is a representation that Coochie's getting back Harry, there's a couple of them out there because I left the door open.
There's a few people that make Harry Coochie music, but some of the Harry Coochie music that gets made today also includes hairy armpits.
See, that's a lot. And do what you feel. I'm not judging you. It just ain't for me. And also, when we're talking Harry Coochie, I feel like we have to like scale it to like Harry Coochie of now because y'all not doing like y'all not doing Harry Coochies of like 74.
That was the question I was about to ask. What decade or generation of Harry Coochie are you talking about?
Yeah, because that Coochie was up there by the belt line. Like that shit was all that shit was all the way up there.
They had a full diaper.
It's wet. How you know? Like, yeah, like
because the baby hair was slick down.
Oh yeah, this shit is like an escrow right in the middle. That's how you know. Like,
stay free.
Pussy got waves.
Got a soul glow on it. Activator for
what would you do if like and them shits was and her shit was dipping? Like if you drop the dog and then she got a nice little,
she got the Missy Elliott.
Yeah, it's waves on that hoe. Like
it depends on where she's from.
That's good marketing.
She's from like the hood in Houston. I wouldn't
Yeah. I would sing this whole like, yeah, like, hey, damn, hey, damn. Ah. Yo, hey,
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
yeah. So I don't know, man. Whoever's out there with finger waves. If here's the thing, it's not popular. Like this is why I think like God also lets us get some of this shit up before we get big. Because I know somebody would be out there trying to wave it. Like if this was like at its where it's headed, there would be waves. This is why I'm correct. Nobody has time for that.
We,
So you like Harry Ball?
I mean, I interpreted it wrong on purpose, but it creates content. So there you are. Like, being
You
intentionally
keep
wrong for the
commenting, man.
sake
I'm
of
gonna
hairy
fly
vagina.
this. I'm gonna fly this plane to the moon, man. Like you didn't even know we could go up there. Why would you take it that far? Because I mean,
You know, if you go up there. I mean, Tyrese and Luda took hard space, so
how do they make one? I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt it.
What do you do at this point?
Not have the rock.
I've
Apparently.
I've come to the conclusion that Fast and Furious is just a part of this show because there hasn't for years. There's never been any episode where you've heard that movie brought up. I cannot not talk about it. So I'm just settled in the fact that like it's just a part of me now because what else? Because I'm gonna watch it. That's the only thing I hate about myself is like I have to see what they did now. Like it was, and I don't know, and I right now, as I say this, I'm not 100% sure it's not true.
Okay.
I saw a post or tweet that said that they were gonna merge them with Jurassic Park, and I said, "Take my fucking money." It didn't make any fucking sense. There's no way
Fast
those
and Jurassic.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch Dominic Toretto drift a fucking T-Rex. Are you insane? I am going to watch fucking Letty do a fucking donut on a goddamn put him with Transformers. Fast and Furious and Transformers.
That would make more sense.
Oh my god. Who would yeah.
Somebody can do it. I don't want to be that person, but somebody can do it. You guys have at it.
That would how have you guys not done that? How has Dom not driven because Optimus don't never have nobody drive him. He just, you know, dinosaurs would be a solid jump. Yeah, but you know what? They would. But I feel like this is a better one. I feel like you have to take them and because then you wouldn't even need them to have existed in the same universe for a while. Energon doesn't make any sense. Blow a hole in the universe and they just fall into the Fast and Furious universe. We're doing multiversal shit around here.
Yeah.
Come on, man. There's some exec, whatever company does Fast and Furious. Go ahead, man. Get you a get you a Scarface mound. And then just let's get to writing. Just write the checks, make the movie, and that's where we're at.
I mean, if Jordan and LeBron can keep going to fucking Toonland, I'm sure anything is possible with Fast and Furious.
There was a
I feel like Bang Brothers has created a parody of some sort.
They have had to. Now,
I mean, Bang Bus is kind of close.
Fuck it, we're here now. So,
go ahead and jump.
When they did it, right? Did they spend the money when they made the parody? Did they actually dress them up, or did they take it old school and actually put humans and cartoons together? Because that's how you make the money. If you're gonna make the Toontown or Space Jam porn, you do it like the film, and they interact and they fuck cartoons.
You get Cool World. You remember Cool World?
Yeah, you do that, but you do it though. You don't fuck around with it. You don't because Cool World kind of lets you know, oh, they're having sex. Nah, yo, you gotta fucking you gotta pull up, and somebody gotta be DPing what's it call it? The Aztec girl from El Dorado. Yeah, and you gotta have two niggas at whatever those 4 or 5 mansions that they always used to go to on evasive angles. You need Helen Parr, you need her butt in this room, and you need her head upstairs. Y'all not paying me enough for these ideas.
You've clearly put a lot of thought into this prior to this conversation.
Terribly so. I did not. That is right now. That happened in the moment. Y'all got that right here. Didn't even think about that before because I didn't know they had a Space Jam parody. That happened right in this moment because you can't pick the gifts God gives you. You just have to use them. I made that up right now too.
That's the bar for the day.
Don't that sound good though?
It does.
I think I gotta refine it though, but that almost sound like I meant some shit.
What if you don't believe in creationism?
Then I don't know, man. Whatever the fuck they do at Scientology camp, like whatever that motherfucker did, they did it for you. Whatever you know, if you praise Beyonce Sandos, she crip walked her ass into your life. Whatever, like make it. Whoever did that to you.
Hey, I am disappointed and afraid. Like we talked about history earlier, right? Knowing your history, learning your history, stay on top of it. I'm starting to see a lot of Scientology commercials being played on
Aren't
TV.
those nuts?
It's like I remember when Scientology was nothing and people thought it was a cult, and now it's becoming legitimate enough to have commercials and fucking recruiting people to come and work as actors and all this.
The commercials bother me because I feel like they bother me because like when I think about Scientology as like a religion, the way the commercials go, I feel like I'm gonna get like, 0% APR on my new Kia and a Whopper. Like it doesn't like none of what they're doing makes me feel like I'm about to like. They're like, come on down to Scientology and get you some. And I'm like, what? It sounded like when Bernie Mac was like, come on, get your rim job. But like for Scientology, I don't know what's happening over there.
Do you want to?
Not really.
Pandora's box.
I don't want to for the reasons that probably people are going. Like, I don't want salvation from them.
No.
I just literally feel like.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, nah, I don't want them to shut the fuck up. I want them to talk to me. Because I just feel like that'd be content. Like I would legit be like, can I get thrown out of here for asking wild shit? Because what are we doing? What is this?
So you'd be like, I don't remember this dude's name, but the dude that kind of trolled the leader of the KKK, made it seem like he was from CNN trying to interview him, and really he was just trolling him the entire time, asking him questions.
Yeah, because I don't understand what it is, but I don't know. They haven't done anything popping though. Like I feel like the time to make fun of them was really when Tom Cruise jumped on that couch, because that would have been a good entry. Like, what is Scientology's issue with couches? Why is the couch?
Question?
I didn't know all these sounds are on here. Who put these on here? It's going to be way worse next year, I'm sure.
Question?
Yeah, because see, where did Beyonce though? In her sandals. All of my sound bites, like I have to like really think about them and write them down, because one of the funniest sound bites that I've been saying since this has started is like, and what was that? Fuck with me, DJ. Like I find that shit to be that fuck with me, DJ, and don't nobody want that dirty weed. Like all you guys, we all watch Hustle and Flow, and all you guys say is whoop that trick. But don't nobody want none of that dirty weed is one of the funniest lines, and I never not laugh at it. I laugh at that, and I laugh when that nigga had that little like keyboard out front of that store. Fuck with me, DJ. And I was like, I don't know if he's not on crack or not. Like, I don't know if he's an actor.
Yes, crackish tendencies.
Fuck with me. I feel like they did that.
I feel like I really appreciate people that do that in their social media, where they take like those random clips and they use them as reactions to whatever the slide before was.
Yes. Oh, that was one thing that like, that was what I was saying earlier about like sounds. Like I watched, I finally, after all these years, finally watched Interstellar.
Mhm.
And I just realized that like there was a viral sound and it's him screaming. And like the person who decided to make that a thing at this point has to almost be qualified as a genius, not because it went viral, but the scene he does it in is really fucked up. It's like one of the big moments of the film. And it's like to take this scene and go, this is actually pretty funny though. I'm like, that shit's comedic genius because it's one of the big moments. Have you watched Interstellar?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's the, obviously it's that scene where like he finds out like he breaks the whatever dimension and he's in there screaming.
Bless you.
He's in there, no. And I was like, when I heard that shit, I was like, I've been laughing at this fucking sound for a year. For 365 days, I've been looking on social media and watch people make the most ridiculous scenarios. And I was like, this man is in the moment of an inter-time dimensional crisis. And they were like, that's funny.
Since like, because you're utilizing that same type of content in a different way that changes its meaning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll have the ability to like monetize sound bites and like real reaction type situations on social media to where you can make money off of it? Like I'm the person that created that.
Yeah,
as a reaction, and everybody that uses that, it brings me back some sort of revenue.
I think so because I think that's how they're doing. Like, it was something like in the ballpark of talking about that on the Joe Budden pod because they were talking about how Summer Walker had re-released her album and she sped it up, and the technicalities of that with music. And they got into like Instagram and using songs as sounds and how even like if you speed it up or slow it down, not exactly that person's song, or at the very least makes it harder for them to get. But the idea of like the way that they're cracking down on, because we've gotten shit kicked off because we didn't use the right soundbite. And I feel like there's a way if you own your music, absolutely that could go over there. And then if you, I don't know, man, like copyright a sound, because there's people on TikTok now, like where somebody will make a funny video and you'll start seeing comments. I'm trying to do my little TikTok dabs. You'll see comments of people going, please make this a sound. And the next video, somebody cut it, made it a sound, and now it's just out there. And technically, yeah, if that's your sound, your whatever, like the way you can own music, the way comedians can like own a joke,
Mhm.
you probably could find a way to monetize it, especially if you have it on like, if you say something and maybe put it on like a monetizing platform, like the way I just keep thinking about music, but like, comedians put their specials on like iTunes.
Mhm.
So if you take, bust a nut and go to sleep, like, nigga, that's that this is my actual content. Like I made this, it's a movie. Yeah, I don't know how you do it. I don't know the logistics of how you really.
I'm sure slight alterations being made, you can turn it into content, but I think it'll be like how you utilize it. And I think I don't at some point, I feel like it will get there. I don't know the ins and outs of that right now, but I think it would be dope to be able to utilize those things and make money off of it.
Yeah, because would that be like a.
Because to me, that's like an art form. That's a talent when your brain can go automatically in this conversation. Your brain can find some movie from whenever and attribute a scene or a moment in that movie to this right now, and then you turn it into something that
I guess would that be like streams or something like that? Yeah, Summer Walker sped her album up. Yeah, that was kind of that's kind of the big conversation, like how people like benefit off that. Like, is that her product? Is it the same thing? How did the producers get paid? All that music is tough. Like music is really like a tough ass business.
why?
Just when I don't even know the ins and outs, but when they start discussing how the business works, if you legitimately don't have things like cracked down as to who owns this or how this works or how your contract works with fucking the labels, them niggas be taking motherfuckers just
Who's
you
in
know.
control of that?
Oh, are we talking about the label or the artist? Because honestly, I feel like y'all should live like Russ. I know like that's probably everybody, I don't know how y'all situations are, but Russ's and the currencies and the big crits and the whoever they go like, I know it took a lot of time, but I wrote it, I produced it, I own it, I own the this, I own the that's. I got 47,000 things that I can do on my own. I see the benefits of a label, but I don't know.
I don't, because all the people that do that and take that route, run that blueprint, they do relatively well for themselves, but they don't break mainstream. They don't get the respect and notoriety they deserve, which is fine because they're getting the checks and they're getting the dominant amount of that. But say, for instance, people that may not dive into music and find it themselves, they're not getting exposed to something that they could possibly like because this other person's with a label who's paying for them to be played, eardrums on a regular basis.
Yeah, but I think about that as far as also like, what does that really mean like today? Because, there's enough people who have an independent following. Like I still, again, like I always, wherever we think about the man, I always look at a Boosie and it's like, and it's like, if you have somebody like him, I'm just like, what are you trying to, like, I don't know, what is your goal? Because if my goal is to be rich as hell, have all my people set, I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. Y'all going to the award show? Cool. Y'all got even though this is all very materialistic, but just using it for example. Y'all got the
This is my goal.
yeah. Like y'all got the Bentley's Me Too. Y'all got the whatever's Me Too if that's your fucking whatever's. But as opposed to doing that and then realizing like I don't own any of this and I have to continuously do this to get whatever. Like even and this is no shade to her like as a person, but like I look at the shit that like Meg has gone through just label wise or like and I'm like, nigga, this sucks. I don't know if being the hottest because I don't even know what the fuck that is either.
I don't either.
Because songs online are becoming the biggest songs out. So it's like, that nigga the hottest. Like I didn't even know there's a
You're the most popular, but you don't have the most influence.
yeah, like what's that song like? As much as we all mess with who's ever the most popular artist, but that speak up, like that's an internet nigga. I had no idea until last night. I was just flipping through and the algorithm pulled up Bill Russell, right? The algorithm
That's the
pulled
new
up
blueprint.
and it went to the dude's page. I finally clicked on who made that sound. He's made a whole bunch of shit, but he's like, and he flat out has posted, he's like, oh, y'all like this. And he just made it. It wasn't even a full song. He made it a full song, made his own video. And I'm like, he might not be a millionaire today,
Right.
but if he clocks that, like what that thing is done, like,
I mean, that's kind of like Suede. Something popular happens or a popular sound or reel or something goes viral, he turns it into a song or a beat.
Yep.
Or like Reggie Coos used to do. He would make fun of stuff, and he's landed him in making songs for Spice commercials and all types of other stuff. Right?
yeah, I just feel like that amongst other things, which
Flopped magically, and I celebrate it. I'm not a fan of Mix. So.
there's been a couple big artists like that though, like, and that to me speaks to like, I don't know, man. Sometimes there's like all these conversations that again, there's conversations that turn into did this person fall off, or is it because you're in a bad deal because you took the label route that you're obligated to give them projects, but because you don't like this thing, you're giving them mid that you recorded, 2, 3 years ago that's cold now, that's really not good. But you give it to them, it helps you kind of work out your contract, but it kind of kicks you in the balls in your career because you've given out subpar product. There's been a couple artists who people have speculated did that, and it's like, nigga, that shit's even they said Jeezy said he did that, like to get out of his contract. Some of the last ones he did, he just was throwing shit at him, and then this last one, which is fire, Snowfall is fucking amazing, but it took him a long time to fucking He's Good News music do be slapping. Yeah, just it's a big thing. You should post that. You should put that up there. Let them know, like there it is. Yep, it do rap it. Like a family thing. Well, it's like cannons and good news cannons, good news cannons. Anyway,
Cannons to the left of them.
yes, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like niggas be like a little short sighted and not thinking as expansively as what you can do with any damn thing. Like using even Vince Staples as an example. Like bro flat out was like, I make shit to get scored. Like I don't even give a shit about whatever the fuck y'all talking about. This shit is scored, and they will put it in the commercial. They will put it in the film. I'm gonna make a bajillion dollars, and I'm never gonna talk to y'all again. Like I'm just gonna keep doing that. Or we all made fun of Flow Rider, and
They knew the blueprint early. I didn't make fun of them.
we talk about some of these big name artists that had a long standing career, but like their money is funny. Sir Mix-a-Lot was like, I own that song. I was good from jump. Like I'm super good. Like you have no idea how good I am. And I've taken that and done this and done that. Literally the entire fucking city of Houston, outside of maybe making choices.
She didn't read the blueprint.
But all of them are literally, I don't know that woman's fucking.
I don't understand how you be in Houston and how you don't pay attention to the legends in your city that have done it a certain way and you do it the opposite. That's like being in LA and you don't pay attention to 40 or Nipsey or people that like you have blueprints that showed you how to do it.
Well, there's a lot of us out here who didn't do any of that. Who did none of who there's
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you pull up some artists right now from here and they did none of what the niggas you just mentioned did at all, like not one step of what they did, not even remotely close. But the concept of, oh, look at this full circle shit. like the concept of delayed gratification is like it's still lost on us. I think some of us are learning, but also I feel like that brings it back to therapy because you walk in like some of that is a conversation also that he did. I didn't even know that. I was like
I
Black.
have no idea.
Explain it to me because like that's fucked up,
Yeah,
man.
you have to type that in the comments because I had no idea they even knew each other.
Right? I fuck with Black though. I really need him to go ahead and like drop an album or something. He's been, I mean, he's within his rights to chill, but I don't like that shit. Black and Miguel, yo, like I got like it's a couple people that have been taking their time and like stop.
Luke James,
Stop.
stop stopping.
Yeah, I respect Tank saying he was gonna stop. I don't like it, but whatever.
We're bringing it back to therapy.
Oh, but the concept of like delayed gratification, like sometimes like just having I've had this more so in casual conversations, not even with like clients, but like just casual conversations with like adults and grown people, like and there's still that concept of like therapy don't blah, 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 it don't work. I do this, I do that, and it's like, okay, I'll go watch that. Even that shit, like Tory shit, bro. Anyways, but like the idea that this is the same old adage of like dismissing this because you didn't get cured today. Like, oh my God, I don't have nothing wrong. Barely admitting you have something going on, and the idea that okay, now that we figured it out, there's a process to fixing this. There's trial and error a bit. Like we have a genuine understanding of the problem. So now there's like some trial and error as opposed to figuring out how to work this best for you. And we're gonna have to work through it, big dog. And that's a we thing. That's not a me walking in and going, do these 17 things and you'll be fine.
I like what they told Kyrie to do.
Even that. And the funny thing with that is seeing people in their community like talk about like this is not the best way to go about this. And not to say that, if you're coming from their perspective, that there isn't a necessity on your end to have some type of apology or have some type of fixing of the situation, but as opposed to, let me explain why what you're doing feels this way to us. And that was one of my critiques of Kyrie last week is like, nigga, say what it is. If you are a raging Hebrew Israelite, say that. Explain what that is. I get tired of y'all getting up here because it leaves too much to people gonna misquote you, misinterpret you anyways. But it is one thing for you to misinterpret me and take what I actually said and say some other shit. It's another thing for me to sit up here and say, sometimes when wings bloom, they blow apart, but the wind will always blow. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, why the fuck? Like, that's one of my biggest gripes as a budding therapist is tell that motherfucker what the problem is.
Tell the truth.
And say it just like that. Look here, James. That's bullshit. Now, what you getting up for? Sit down, because you came here. You didn't pay for this hour. Sit your ass in that. That's bullshit what you said. You shouldn't do whatever with that girl. Let's talk about it. That's the same shit you said your daddy was doing last week. Like, let's talk about and talk like a human being. Like,
but that makes me think and has made me think, and I've already thought that anyway, that people don't really seek the truth that they say they're seeking.
Now people seek confirmation of their own, confirmation of bias. Tell me what I want to hear.
Right.
I tell her what she wants.
Like if you seek actual truth, that means you got to stand up in it, and it's going to be uncomfortable. And when the heat gets applied, not everybody's willing to stand up in that same discomfort.
That's one thing that gets me with these concepts of they're good in theory, like good statements to say living my truth, but sometimes my truth gets in the way of the fucking truth. Like your truth is one thing, but the truth is the fucking truth. Too many times the people are trying to go independent, the people teaching you fuck you over, like that's giving you game or saying it's how I learned. It's people wanting you that's them niggas is pledging at that point. I want you to go through it. I want you because nigga, just because you made a bad choice, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Here's where I put it: onus on the person, because you can do your research on what the real shit is and see for yourself. You don't have to be super well informed to just do a little bit of research and see, does this make sense to me or not?
Mm-hmm.
am I willing to sacrifice this or not based on the little bit of information that I had? Or again, going back to what we're saying, take the truth that you are starting to inform yourself with and bring it to the table and slap, hey, you said this is what I got to go through. Well, I researched this, and this here says that this is some bullshit, and I don't feel like going through that. So why am I doing this again? Like, explain, make it make sense to me because it's not making sense right now.
T'Chaka did the same thing with
I was gonna say something, but you ain't seen the movie.
Yeah, well, I'll get around to it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen this week. I can't do 2 weeks and not come in here and talk about it.
I appreciate it.
Low key, that's gonna be an episode. And I've watched enough of you niggas like review it to where I feel like I'm gonna have conflicting views with the groups that maybe like, you know, you think you'd like line up. And I was like, I don't agree with that already. And I haven't even seen it. But anyways, where's I going with this? Forgot.
That's when you should add in the crickets.
I'll take it.
That works too. Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, you're right. T'Chaka murdered his own brother and just we're still our first movie. First movie makes sense. I mean, you're correct. I thought he like made some comeback yet.
No.
But
no. You'll see.
But yeah, it's just people like go into things, and it's like I just said, like I don't like some of these adages because I don't know if it's just a personal thing or if it is some of this like, you know, you want to elaborate and investigate things as you grow and feel like, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Because y'all just like are saying shit, and I was like, that just sounds like a way to like treat yourself as the hero of the story and to believe your own horse shit and not ever have to really challenge it. And if you're talking about like literal growth, like the process is often painful. So so to go into this with this idea that, oh yeah, I'm gonna grow in a way that I enjoy. I don't know, man. Like even and I'm not, you know, and everything is in context. I'm not telling anybody to just walk through abuse and get your ass kicked, but like even what's that stupid shit that we saying now?
Just one thing.
Oh,
there's a myriad of different things.
I'm trying to find one of the big ones. It doesn't serve me. How you know that? Like, you know, like when I mean like how you know that, like what is your barometer for doing that? It don't serve me because I don't like it. What if liking it was done like how you like it, why you don't like it is trash? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man. Like at one point niggas didn't serve white people. Like there was a white woman somewhere saying like, you know, nigga doesn't serve me. Let's hang his ass. And like that's a super extreme example, but that's how y'all be sounding. Like it doesn't serve you not because it's a bad thing. It don't serve you just because it's not aligning with what you're and maybe you're aligned wrong. I just want motherfuckers to sometimes play with the idea that you're aligned fucked up. And nigga, like it doesn't align with you because your alignment is off completely. It got nothing to do with the concept. It's you, my boy. And that's what y'all come to therapy for. Not coming to me to give me a problem and be like, let's fix this problem. We fucking with you, big dog.
You don't go to a chiropractor for them to fix broken bones. You go to them for readjustment. You come to therapy for readjustment.
You go to them so you can make new copy videos and tie that rope around your neck.
Hey, ASMR?
I be busting them motherfuckers down. Hair all up in your hips.
I'm not gonna be mad at that. I'll take some of that.
No, look here, I'm interested because it looked like I'm convinced that they be doing something in there. I mean, like, you know, the crack snap crackle pop niggas is a thing. Y'all who be like, and I'm not taking sides, but you niggas who be massaging booty holes and shit, that is a profession. That ain't got nothing to do with therapy.
Yes, it does.
Because I saw the other side, it was a woman who just was like massaging, and she was just dragging her ass across the chest, and I was like, I'm honest enough for everybody to just say what it is. I'm not in this motherfucker for no massage. I want an ass dragged across my motherfucking chest chin area. That's what I came in here for.
You wouldn't do physical touch therapy?
Yeah, I would, but I know what I'm maybe I'm making a presumption, but I know what I'm walking that motherfucker for. Because like what I need as a massage, I need you to bring like a motherfucking jackhammer to my shoulder blade. This here, I just want to ass on my chest.
As you should. As you should. As I say all the time, DC stands for dick counseling.
Although I will say there is a space for it, but we're gonna just call it what it is. It's a bit some sexual and arousing is in there. I just don't like some of y'all going in there acting like, we going in there to massage specifically to work this kink out my shoulder. Shut your ass up.
I mean, there's some people that go to certain places to massage their kinks, and they get paid handsomely for it.
There we go. You massaging kinks. That's my thing. Thank you guys for listening. We got new shit coming up. We're gonna look real sexy.
No. Thank you guys for watching.
Oh yeah,
that's what we're doing.
Exactly, which ties into next week. Y'all gonna be surprised next week and the week after. It's some stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna talk, and then it's gonna cut into me with my ass cheeks spread. Visuals for your ass, or my ass.